Republican Party, on top of the Democratic Party. I think honestly both parties are corrupt. Both parties have two-sidedness, and quite frankly, I don't think either party cares about anyone in this country. I think they're all in it for the power, they're all in it for the money, and they're all in it for the fame. I don't think any senator, maybe besides Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, and maybe Ed Markey, and maybe a couple others, I can't say everyone. It's probably, 7 or 8 I can maybe think off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm. Like,
besides that,
like the good news is here, of course, we should put in like that they did end up like evil House Ways and Means Chairman Richard Neal released legislation that would send the full stimulus payment to individuals earning $75,000 per year, same floor as Trump had, and couples earning $150K per year. Congressional Democrats had again explored curtailing the benefit to $50,000 for individuals and $100,000 for married couples, a position embraced by Joe Manchin. And by the way, his own Republican governor of West Virginia was like, no, this is a bad idea, Joe. Like, what are you talking about? Just think about that for a second there. And a far-right governor saying just, no, like, we need money, please.
Or Democrat, by the way.
Yeah, former Democrat as well. Yeah.
It's like ridiculous.
The broadening of the stimulus payment eligibility among middle-class households is the latest sign that the Democrats are moving ahead without Republican support on President Biden's $1.9 trillion economic relief package. And it's going to be interesting, like, to see that, like, this. It's very likely that had this not happened, like, it's probably would have, like, the Joe Manchin position would have passed. Centrist lawmakers such as Manchin had called for narrowing the payments. The idea was met with increasing resistance from other members of the party, including Ron Wyden, as we talked about, Senate Finance Committee Chairman Ron Wyden, as well as one Senate Budget Committee Chairman, Senator Bernie Sanders, as well as House lawmakers in the CPC. That's the Congressional Progressive Caucus, that we talked about with Pramila Jayapal there leading the way. This is, like, for all the jokes that have been made about it, it does kind of show that Biden can be pushed in some way to the left wing. Like, do you think this is how big of an effect do you think this change has here?
I think it has a big effect. And I agree with your point that you made. I think Biden can be pushed to the left. See, I think the one part that, again, is going back to the point of
and I think
Biden.
just to add in there, I think that's under certain circumstances. Like, if you look at a position that was like this completely insane, like, yeah, you're going to be able to push them in the left. But, like, I don't know if we can get too confident that, oh, yeah, we got our work handled. Biden's a left-wing guy now. And I'm not saying you're saying that, but before we fall into that trap of complacency.
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to get into that necessarily. I think the one thing is, I think there's something about Biden that he recognizes that, unlike Obama, for that matter, is, there's something about Biden that it stuns me every day, because it's almost like he's Obama and Obama was Biden, if that makes any sense whatsoever, because Obama ran as a more liberal candidate than Hillary Clinton in the primary, yet he basically turned into a Biden moderate / conservative, I'd even argue, once he was president. Biden, on the other hand, came in, if he was Obama, he would not be bowing down to the proposal that we have in front of us right now. He would probably still stay strong to his own proposal. On top of that, his whole openness to many other ideas. I mean, his appointments for areas, for departments, are shocking. This is just some of the things that I personally think, like, Biden has definitely shocked us in some way. But I think that the other thing is he recognizes that he needs to get something done. He brazenly won his race. And he recognizes that America's in a tough time right now. Now, am I saying that, he's doing the best job to fix it? I don't necessarily believe that. But at the same time, I think that at the end of the day, he recognizes that, I think that it's time to get something done, because, he ran on a message of being better than Trump. And you can't just sit back and relax and do nothing and just say, I'm going to work with the Republicans, basically, which is basically what I thought Biden would do. on everything when, we have bigger problems here. But overall, I think that the whole talks that the Progressive Caucus had, and shockingly, their massive power that it seems they were able to use with getting the new income eligibilities on the bill. I mean, I think it shows that the progressive wing of the party is becoming stronger. And I believe Biden is probably the only guy who, right now, he's the only president we have, so obviously he's the only guy right now in the top power that he recognizes that. And instead of deterring that type of stuff, which is basically what Obama did in 2009, I mean, then again, we didn't really have a progressive. We had more like liberal, public option people, which at the time that you could probably consider that relatively progressive. He began to embrace them for a little bit. And then obviously, as we talked about earlier, Joe Lieberman, this and that, etc. So overall, I definitely do think that Biden recognizes that there's a problem. I think the reason why he's going and trying to fix, not fix, I think he's the only thing that I can see him as a reason by him trying to somewhat cater / agree with the Progressive Caucus is just because of the major problems that he has on hand. And
I think it's very hard to just not, it's a pretty easy case to make that this is just a incredibly dumb political decision here. That is all the time that we have to make today, and we will definitely be following some of these key political issues in the kind of the battles between the left and center of the Democratic Party. Because of course, again, it still should have been $2,000 checks there. Let's not let anybody forget that. And there still are, again, a lot of problems with the Democratic Party, but this is definitely, as small as it may be, a messaging win, or in a pretty substantive win. It's going to get a lot of more money in a lot more people's pockets for Democrats to do here. And it's, very, very good to see. But we do have a little bit of a fun one. 1 year ago today, Chris Matthews was on MSNBC talking in the wake of the New Hampshire primary 1 year ago. I think actually a few days ago, and that clip, him reminiscing about what would happen if Bernie won and where he might be. Hint, it was a certain Central Park. That will be the clip that will play us out today. Thank you, James, so much for joining us, and we will have I hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll see you on Thursday for another very fun episode. Got a special movie event planned, so we'll see you then.
I have my own views of the word socialist, and I'll be glad to share them with you in private. And they go back